All right. Good morning. Good morning. This is HHTrader back with another trading day video on Monday morning, bright and early. Today, the main stock that I was seeing on the scans was PIK, up 270%, around $10 right now. It did a reverse split, and we'll kind of dig into the news and everything on it in just a minute. So let's see, it hit a high up here of 19, and then the low of pre-market was about $3. So pretty big move. We can see the value area right now. Basically, the area with the most trades in it is between what 1202 and 783. So this is the value area, and then once it gets out of here, it's got this big old space to get back up to the highs or to the lows. So it's got a gap, whichever way that it chooses. But yeah, let's go ahead and look into this. So this is their news, and I went to Nasdaq.com to get this. KidPick Corp announces a 1-for-5 reverse stock split as part of Nasdaq compliance plan. One of the things that I look for in these reverse splits is if they give a actual price that it is adhering to, but they did not in this one, or at least I didn't see it when I first skimmed over it. Let me see. I did not see final ratio outstanding common stock from approximately 9.5 million shares to approximately 1.9 million shares. Yeah, I'm not seeing a price here though. So reverse stock split is going to be the big thing that sticks out to everybody. People like trading these, but if you don't know the price, I really don't know if it's reached where it should be or if it still needs to make a move. But looking at the chart, looks like it's already moved all the prices that it could possibly take, right? Moved from $3 all the way up to 19. So it's definitely in compliance up here, but then faded all the way back down to around 10. So we'll see. The other thing we want to look at is their profile. So what does PIK actually do? KidPick Corp operates as a subscription-based e-commerce company that sells kids apparel, footwear, and accessories. It offers apparel including tops, bottoms, cardigans, jackets, dresses, and swimwear in knit and woven fabrics. Shoes such as sneakers, boots, sandals. Okay, so this is basically clothing, a clothing store. KidPick. So how strong this Cali is going to be, I guess we'll just have to see. But this is why we kind of want to know a little bit about the stock to know if it has the gasoline to continue going. Now it could be unpredictable today because it is such a low float. Let's go look at that low float here. Okay, so KidPick, the float is under 1 million shares. Very low float, so definitely could be unpredictable. And so we looked at the profile, looked at the statistics. Let's cross-reference this over here with FinViz. Good morning, Jim. We're out here looking at PIK. It was a top mover, but it is a clothing store, basically a clothing website, e-commerce clothing website. So I don't know how strong that catalyst is going to be. We'll see if something else pops up. I don't. My faith isn't in PIK. Now I do think it can get wild, because looking back on this daily chart, it's thrown some wicks up there, but it always gives it back. I would say on this one, this is one of those you got to be quick, not patient. Got to be quick. And so this one probably wouldn't fit my trading strategy because mine is more patience. I'm holding 10 to 15 minutes. I get into this thing for 10 to 15 minutes and get clapped. But anyway, so we're looking at pick here. Yep, this one says it's got about 1 million in the float as well. Insider owning, insider transactions. Let's go to Market Watch. PIK. Yeah, it had a 1 to 5 split, and they didn't even release a price where it would be selling. It just was like, oh, we're having a 1 for 5. Usually in a reverse split, the ones that I've seen go the craziest are the ones that have the price in there. Like, let's say if they're at I don't know, $6. They're like, we're gonna do a reverse, or we're gonna do a reverse split, and then we're gonna do some type of acquisition or something like that. It's like something with it. Like, we're going to sell this company to whatever for this price in the future. And everybody looks at that price like, ooh, we can push it up there. But on these, it's already done the split and touched so many price levels. It's kind of unpredictable at where it can actually settle. Kid pick over here, not showing a float for market watch. It did have a shelf registration from 2023, but that was like mid 2023, so you know that happened. Let's go and see the short squeeze, PIK. Short squeeze, short interest, 18,000. So short interest has decreased on this one. And this is 20 minutes delayed, so this is not the most up to date. It does show a different insider owning on the short interest. It says 80% insider owning on this one. So back over at FinViz, we saw 9%. And then over here, we saw at Yahoo, where's the insiders? Insiders, okay, this one got 80% too. So a lot of not so big players in this one. The institutions not heavy in this one, so we'll see how this thing moves. It may be unpredictable because if it's a lot of not so big people and they release at the same time, it could go either direction very quickly and then get slapped back by, more smaller traders coming in and trading it. But we'll see. Short squeeze. So we looked at pretty much everything. Let's see any IPOs this morning. Today is the 11th. There's a couple of IPOs supposed to be coming up here. Pretty low flows, but I haven't really been trading IPOs. I just keep it just to see what's coming onto the market. Let's look at earnings as well. Oracle Corporation. Earnings coming up. Actually, they should be coming out aftermarket. It says aftermarket. Anybody else that is notable? Heritage. Not really that I see just on the front page. Maybe there's something deeper, but I don't feel like looking deeper. Okay. Let me read some of these chats. Donnell says PIK recent reverse split. Gary D says good morning. Been about a year. How you doing? Oh man. Wow. Yeah, I'm still alive, man. Breathing without any straws or tubes. So I'm feeling pretty good. Um Lori Lee, good morning. Yeah, it's definitely been a good year. I did a lot in this year, going back and getting real statistical with my trading, and just taking back the reins of you know in all of this. It's an estimated or an educated estimation, right? Guesstimation, I guess you could say. And I just wanted to zero in on what I'm good at estimating and knowing about the stock before I take the trade. A lot of times, I was, for the longest, I was like, man, I'm just going to trade the technicals. And I was getting my back blown out. And then I was like, man, I'm going to trade the fundamentals. And I was getting my back blown out because I wasn't focusing on the technicals. And so I started putting those two together. Let me see why this thing could be moving. And if it doesn't have a catalyst, then I already know it's probably going to be purely technical anyway. Um, if it does have a catalyst, take it into consideration with the confidence behind the trade, right? If it's a weak catalyst, I mean, yeah, it might rip two, three, $4, but you may not hold long. You may just take little bits and pieces on the move up because there's nothing really there to support you being confident on it. If it's a better catalyst or maybe even higher prices, it may end up holding a little bit better, you know? And I'm more willing to hold for 10, 30 minutes instead of 5 to 10 seconds, you know? But yeah, it's been a nice one. So far this month, my two trades I've taken this month are green. Uh, so this is last 30 days. Last 30 days here. Okay. So last 30 days, I've taken 9 trades. The winners have been around 6%. Gainers traded 2,795 shares, and I have a profit loss ratio of 10.6 to 1. So, I'm making about a decent bit above what I lose, right? So if I lose 70, I make 700, lose 70, make 400, lose 11, make 400, lose 20, make 300, then make 400. So just keeping those losses really, really, not even really tight. Because I changed my sizing. That's what did it for me too. First I was trading with, like, 1,000 shares. Two at one point I was trading 2,000 shares, and I was like, man, I want to find something that I can be a little bit more confident in and put lower share size in, but get the payout that I want. And so that's what I started focusing on. And you can see my the returns on these. I'm getting $2.43 per share, $1.17 per share, $2.83 per share, almost $4 per share. So I'm getting the bigger returns for less size. So I'm able to, my risk doesn't have to be crazy, right? I could be like, okay, well, if I got 300 shares, I could risk $1, move down in my direction, right? If it moves down in my direction, that's $300. But as you can see, I can make $300. 300 bucks it'll come back. But if I take 2,000 shares and it moves $1 against me, now it's like, I think this risk was a little bit much. Shouldn't have done all of that. But with the setups that I'm looking for, where are my setups? Setups that I'm looking for the most part, the top two setups that I've been using are the ATR high break and hold, and the ATR low break and recovery. So, like, let me see if there's an example around here. Basically, once this opens up, my ATR high and low will populate, and I'll show you guys what I mean by the ATR high break and hold. I'm looking for that top level ATR on the 15-minute to break, and then I'm looking for a hold, some kind of signal above that level that is going to hold and not crash down. And then on the ATR low break, I'm looking for that thing to explode down, get a bunch of shorts excited, and then rip back and basically do a bullish tweezer back into the ATR. And I'm looking for it to hold up. So if you don't know what a bullish tweezer is, it's a candlestick pattern. Go look it up. It's almost like an engulfing, where the uh previous candle is engulfed in the candle that takes off, except the tweezer, the bottoms of the candles are almost matched. They're almost even before it takes off. There's no kind of wick down there or anything like that. It just tweezes up from that flat position. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot more pattern trading as well, because patterns have really changed the game. Knowing when things are going to switch direction, and sometimes the signals aren't like right at where the direction is going to be changing. Sometimes the signals are further back on the chart, and you look and you're like, oh wait, there was indecision back there. This thing might flip around here. So, and also the last thing is waiting for candles to close. I'm trading on the 15-minute. And waiting for candles to close has been a lifesaver and life changer, because a candle can't lie to you if it's closed, right? It's a part of history. It can't change what it did. It's stuck. So yeah, waiting for candles to close has definitely changed the game as well. But that takes a level of patience that some people may not have the strategy or the plan for. So could be a little um, difficult without practice. Let me read some of these chats. Let's see. Gary D says, I took the last 2 years to learn and trade Forex and thinking about trading some low floats and maybe options along with it. Hey, definitely, man. The thing is, like, once you get it's really not even, I know a lot of people, they talk about market structure, but it's like market cycles, like the cycles of the market. Once you understand the cycles in whatever market you're trading, whether it's Forex, options, or whatever, it's easier to kind of just go along and get in there, make your money, and get out. You know, when you're trading against the cycle, it's painful. You know, it's painful. And the patterns work in pretty much all markets. So because all markets are pretty much using candlesticks for the majority of people that are trading, so the patterns, they still are. You can use that in any market. Now the setups are different from the patterns though. Like the setups, like I'm using an ATR high break or something like that. It may be a little bit different in Forex. Some people do the breakout, bailout in the stock market. They may be a little bit different in Forex, you know. But the candlesticks themselves, pretty much the same. We got another stock that's up 102%. UMAC. UMAC up 102%. I think, what did I just say? 132? No, 107% now. It had a little bit of a wild pre-market. It is above $5. And let's go look into it. UMAC here. Unusual machines. Okay. Press releases. So its last press release was 3 days ago, and then it had one back in February. So let's just start in February. Let's see. Oh, is this an IPO? Oh, this is an IPO, man. Look at this. Only been trading for what, 2 months? This is very recent plays here. So let's read this news starting in February 14th. Unusual Machine announces a pricing of initial public offering on that. Then we got Dominary Securities LLC serves as lead underwriter for $5 million initial public offering for Unusual Machines. Unusual Machines announces a closing of the 5 million initial public offering. Then it completes an acquisition of Fat Shark. What are these companies? What are these names? Unusual Machines, Fat Sharks, and Rotor Riot. Why do they sound like crypto or something like that? Okay, let's read into this. Fat Shark Holdings, Rotor Riot LLC. What do these even do? Drone builders. Okay, these strategic moves provide the basis from which we are able to focus on delivering great products to enthusiasts, um, drone builders, and FPV pilots. Okay. So, okay, they did an acquisition. They're buying people, so okay. Let's go back and see what else we got. Unusual Machine appoints FPV drone expert Andrew Camden as chief operating officer. Okay. So they really haven't produced anything, but they're IPO. We'll see what kind of volume that they get, if the volume dries up or whatnot, but we'll see what kind of levels they want to hold. It's looking better than PIK right now, so we'll see. Let's go over and look at their float, or do they even have a float? It's being this recent. MAC, let's see. That is not right. UMAC. There we go. Okay. Statistics looking like they have a float of 2.77 million. So low float, IPO, not a whole lot of history. Could do crazy things. You never know, right? If we look over here on the larger time frames, we can see that the high here was 440. So it is above its all-time highs. Let me switch this over. Is my drawing not on? Let me see. My drawing must not be on. Okay, anyway, all-time highs. I'm gonna need to turn my drawing on. Of 440 there. But now looking back at the 15 minutes, kind of very wild action here. Okay, there it is. What? Okay, there it is. It's working. There we go. Okay. So my drawing tools are on. Anyway, that high up there is at 438 back here, where it kind of double tested down here. If it starts to break this, this is the bottom of the volume, the value area here, the lowest part of where it's been trading today. So below this 438, it's going to be looking pretty bearish. But we'll see what the ATR is looking like. ATR right now is 47 cents based on the last 14 days. And once this opens, we'll get the new ATR calculation. And we'll see what this thing wants to do. But you definitely some big candles out here on this. So the two that are pretty much going to be on watch, PIK I don't like, but I want to see it fail before we try anything else. And then UMAC not holding up that $5 is already questionable for me. You know, I've only been trading things above 5, so it's like, we'll see what they can do if they can pull it back up. But they're moving downwards quite quickly right now, under that 5. And the control level here is right at the 5 as well. Point of control is at 503 on the 15 minute. So we'll see if they can pull that back up. But basically, the other thing that I've been working on is speed in identifying what I want to trade on a day, if it's trash or not. You know, some things I look at, I'm like, man, I do not want that. Whatever. Look at this. This thing is breaking down 450. Okay, and it's moving the value level down. So, not looking too bright and shiny no more. It's gonna have to get over 5 for me to do anything with it. Definitely moving down though. Let me. I do have a disclaimer. Let's go ahead and read that or whatnot. That's a disclaimer. Basically, you know, anything you see my prices or things that I put on, usually these drawings, I don't usually trade until the first 30 minutes of the day have played out. And usually I know if I'm going to trade based on the pre-market and the and my variables that I look for. So as of now, I know for a fact I'm probably not going to be trading either one of these two, and I'll be looking for something else to pop up better than these two if it can on Monday morning, right? But yeah, pick. I really don't like reverse splits. I like for news to be kind of talking about movements that the company is making that are good. Like, hey, we found a cure for X, Y, and Z. Hey, we got money for this. Hey, we got I really don't like when they say, hey, we got a new investor. I really don't care. I want to see what that investor has put in. What kind of money are they receiving for the things that they're producing? That's kind of what I look for in the low floats. But yeah, a reverse split. I'm like, I know we've seen reverse splits ripped and all of that stuff, but I just, they're very unpredictable, especially when there's no price. Oh my goodness, UMAC is all the way under 4. Golly, man, just stop. Pause, man. We got 6 minutes to the open. It's under this 438, that top high that we were just talking about. So, and look at this 15-minute candle here. This isn't a 1 minute or a 2 minute. This is a whole 15 minute of red. Now, this could be a tweezer, but this isn't really a tweezer because we have this wick up here. If these tops were even, whoops. Where is my, oh my gosh, I hate when it does that. Give me my drawing tools, bro. Okay, I gotta select, my bad. Okay, now I'm selected, should drop it down, right? Nope, didn't drop it down, okay. I gotta fix that. Anyway, this would have been a tweezer if these two were kind of even and it got going down, but this isn't looking like a tweezer. Really isn't looking like any kind of pattern. They had some kind of shooting star here. Shooting star candle, big shooting star. This one, no particular pattern. Then they had another shooting star there. Big shoot up, and this is almost an engulfing candle if this thing can close below the low of 381 on this 15-minute. I don't know if it'll be able to do that. It'll be an engulfing candle to the downside. We have about 5 minutes to the bell, a little bit less than 5 minutes. And pick and all of this stuff is looking treacherous. So be careful if you're going to be trading within the first minutes. And remember that I'm looking at a 15-minute chart. So if you're trading lower time frames, you may see patterns and things that I do not. And you know, there's a reason for that. I get chopped up a whole lot when I look at the lower time frames. You know, I go down to a minute, 2 minutes, things like that, and it's like my eyes get drunk, and I just look at the charts and I'm like, buy, buy, and things don't go well. So I had to kind of back up. Gary D says, true, I learned to wait on the close on my candles too. Been very helpful in my trading. Yup. Good morning, Mike D. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people talk about patience, but they don't really talk about like the things that they do that make them patient. You know what I mean? Like they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm patient in my trades." What does that even mean? Like what does that even mean? How do we even practice that? Well, practice not getting triggered by different candle movements and let the candles just close and know what the shape of the candle means when it does close, because that's what you're playing off of. Does everybody else agree with this shape? And if they do, can it complete the pattern that this shape entails, right? Because you're only seeing the first part of the pattern. All right, PIK, and then we got UMAC, just pretty much out of bounds. It's got to get all the way back up here above 5. We'll see. Mike D says, is TOS platform better from a few months ago? It's been good for me, but I have to say I'm trading after the first 30 minutes. A lot of people have had issues in the first minute of TOS. And it's kind of like a lag or something with the level 2 and the market orders. So I really don't trade in that time frame, so I haven't experienced it. Plus, I'm not taking as many trades that I used to. I'm getting in one, and so I'm getting filled just like I want to with a market order. So I don't know. I haven't experienced any issues with the way that I'm trading now. I don't know how it is in the first minute or the first 5 minutes of TOS. I don't know. I'm just sitting here with my popcorn at that time. Yeah, UMAC all the way down to $4. Below that 380 something, that's gonna be bad. It's got a minute to just hold here. But that is a big candle. I mean, even if it did get going up, it still wouldn't look bullish, to be honest. Not with that huge candle there. And we said that it needed to break down 380. I don't know why on the market it was showing 390, but on here this thing isn't moving yet. It's saying 411 up here. And that may be a little bit more of something that maybe a little hack or something, because I'm not. And now it just popped up 420. So the prices are not in sync right now on TOS. So yeah, that's why I'm like, a lot of times people talk about pre-market trading and things like that. I mean, maybe if you're with DOS or something like that, that you're paying for the proper information during those times, sure. But TOS, I don't know, man. When I tried to pre-market trade, bro, it was like war. It was like I would see, okay, $4. Hit the thing. I look at my average price, 455. What? I'm 50 cents behind? How did that even happen? So yeah, that's why I just left pre-market alone and I just trade intraday after things have settled down and kind of synced. And now we're getting it open on UMAC, and let's just keep eyes on both of these and we'll see if anything else pops up. Right now, UMAC is not impressing me, but that's a hard one to trade for anybody. Pick though, jumping up there, and now you can see my ATR high and low has calculated. So the red down here is ATR low. And what I look for on stocks that I want to trade is the ATR break of this low and recovery, or after the first 30 minutes have played out, I look for a break of the high and a hold above this. So, and I also watch for where to move my stops. Usually I place my stops if it's within this ATR. I'll place my stop at the ATR low or at the ATR mid low. But yeah, I've not been getting stopped out much. I got stopped out one time. One time, and it was purely because of fear. I had my stop at an ATR low, and I wouldn't have even got out. But then I was like, I'm gonna move it up a little bit, and I moved it up, got stopped out, and it never hit the ATR, and it went up. It went up like $5 per share. I was like, no, but that was just one time, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. All the other ones have been good. So UMAC popped back up there to the ATR high. ATR high on this one is the 488. And the ATR is basically the average true range. I know y'all hear me say that a lot. But yeah, I practiced with this one a lot in the simulator when I was going back through my trades and things. It's a very easy calculation, and basically it takes the last 14 bars and gives you the average true range of those 14 bars. Right now, this one is at the ATR high here at the 488, right under the $5. And yeah, so it needs to stay above this high of the 438 here. This high on the higher time frame is right here, that all-time high that it's struggling above to push away from. It's got to stay, wow, right under that 438 there. Right under it, struggling. It's got to stay above that. All right, back up here to pick. It crashed down as well. And like I said, this isn't even the first 15 minutes, so just letting it play out. Didn't even get to the ATR high, just kind of trading within the middle here. But yeah, for me, TOS is better. I really don't know for everybody else. I really don't know how it is trading those first minutes. Pick is getting very like I said, with the news that they had, the reverse split, it can be very unpredictable. So it bounced down and bounced right back up. Big range to be in though. The bottom of this was an 844, it just touched and popped all the way back up to the 1044. Very unpredictable. The value level is getting tighter here as well, as more and more volume just gets traded right around this 10. So I mean, it can explode either direction. And it looks like it wants to get up. The ATR high right now is a 1077 on the 15 minute. Let's look at the high on the other ones. So on the daily, ATR high is the 1005, 1096. So a couple right around like 10 to 11 would be the zone that I would be looking for it to get over 10 and push to 11. But we'll have to see if it can be, that strong into that zone. Push over 10 all the way to 11 is what we're looking for on that one. UMAC just absolutely popped through everything back over this level and has gone into a halt, looks like, all the way up here to 5. So it is above 5 now, halted. So we're looking at the two right ones with this. If we look over here at the scanners, though, another thing that I started looking at was the relative volume, relative standard deviation. For pick, this relative standard deviation I don't like. I usually look for a relative standard deviation above 2 times the normal, and I look for a relative volume about 5 times. So it's got the relative volume. It's 9 times, so it's got that. But the relative standard deviation to make it even more abnormal just isn't there. And then for UMAC, with it being a IPO, it doesn't have enough candles to calculate these two. So it's kind of like if I was to trade this, I'll be trading without two of the variables that I look at. So I don't know. But it is popping up there going into halts. So it's we'll keep an eye on both of these. But these are the top two low float movers on today. And this one's over 5, so we'll throw that one back in there. And we'll see when UMAC is going to be popping out of their halt too. All right, so who's going to be the winner on the day? Let's go to the halts and see when it's going to be opening up. UMAC halted at 9:33:58, so that'll be 5 minutes. 9:38:58 should be opening up in 3 minutes. And then PIK is still trading. I did recently hear about I think all of the traders that are still trading on Thinkorswim, but they're trading on the old platform of TD Ameritrade. I think they're having to switch over um, on March 10th. I think is the date that most people were talking about. Um, they did say that some of the brokers that they use with TOS or the old TOS like Dash Trader won't be available on the open or when they have to switch. So we'll have to see what they end up doing with that. Um, I mean, I know that they probably don't want to use this as a open because a lot of them trade like the first minute of the day, like when there's the most problems with TOS. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have to adjust their strategy to wait a couple of minutes until Dash Trader is available. But I don't know. I just I'm good with being patient. I'm good. I'll wait because waiting the first couple minutes has definitely saved my life more than not. And now we see this thing trying to get into that 10. And the zone that I saw for this is from 10 to 11 on PIK. So can it hold up to 10 is the question on that one. Up 261%. Struggling to get that 10, but it has big ranges. UMAC, we got about a minute left on it. And we don't want to miss that open because it may get a little bit more crazy than PIK here. Not able to hold up the 10 just yet. Let's see exactly what time again. 38:58. Yeah. So we got about a minute left on that one. This one continues to try to hold that 10. I just hope that all the eyes that are over here trading PIK don't leave to go to UMAC because PIK is going to end up jackknifing. It's getting up to 10 again. Continue to bump its head there. But the relative volume just isn't there. So let's flip over to UMAC for this 58 open. Big candles, man. This is a lot of ground cover. 740 all the way down to 386, and then from 375 all the way up here to 550. Very big ranges here. All right, here comes the open. If it is a 5-minute halt, that is. Let's see it go. There's the open. Okay. Needs to stay above 438. Pushing down for 60s. Push down 438 all the way below 438. It needs to get back above this 438. Okay, into another halt. So that is not a good sign. Going back below that 438 again, even after that big push up. And now I'm wondering, will eyes come back over to PIK now since UMAC failed? Let's see if it can finally get over that 10 now that people have lost their soul and spirit over there in UMAC. Wow. Continue to push down. Really need to see it back over 975. But this candle hasn't closed yet, so it's not done lying to us. I do see another one that is a lower price one called Duo, DUO, up 70 something percent. It's got 37. Oh, I see another one now. Duo just disappeared. Okay. See another one, which is TCBP. Boy, these scans be picking them up, man. TCBP up $2.13, 24. Now this one has better standard deviation, but it's just out of my price ranges. If it was over 5, I would definitely be trying to trade this, but looking like 240 or 225 there, up 110%. Relative volume 30 times the normal, so that's abnormal. I like that. Then relative standard deviation 5 times the norm. So definitely a nice abnormal movement there. Let's go and look into TCB because it's looking better than PCAT or PKIT or whatnot at this time. So we'll look into that. And if this is the best that we have, TCBP, then I already know this ain't the day for me to be sticking my money in there. Now, if you have a speed strategy, hey, be quick. But let's go look at the news on TCBP here. This is a bioform. Okay. We love those bioforms. They can break backs. So the last news on this one was on March 1st. Brian Coble, CEO of TCB, appears on nationally syndicated The Big Biz Show. And then the last news, they had a correction for what? Let's see. Participate in upcoming seventh CAR TCR summit. Okay, whatever. Let's go look at your CEO. Okay, so he appeared on TV and they're getting a little bit of action off of that. What does the pre-market look like on this one? The pre-market wasn't just dead. It got some trading here, after market and pre-market. So got up there and is into a halt now. Pick still struggling. Still struggling though. So we'll see what they want to do here. And this is always how Mondays go because you got to think about it. Think about the psychology of Mondays. I know psychology isn't everything, but think about it. People go over the weekend. Let's say if they had a bad trading week last week and they go over the weekend, they research, they come up with new strategies and things that they want to try out. And it's like, do I be patient and try this out in a better setup? Or do I just say, hey man, Monday is it. Let's just try this out. And if it doesn't work, I'll just stop out, right? And so you got a part of the market that's trading like that. Then you got another part of the big money, the people that are have larger accounts that don't even trade on Mondays. So it's like, okay, we're missing some of the money. We got some indecision based on those guys coming in with new strategies. We may have a chat room pumping something, or and all of these things kind of accumulate, and they're factors that you have to take into consideration, right? Tuesdays is when the big money comes in. Wednesdays, Thursdays, later on in the week is when they try to take their trades, and that's why you see those bigger, stronger moves in one direction later on in the week. These are just like chop factories, up, down, up, down, up, down. You lose all your money in the chop. All right, there's Duo popping back up there. Duo $1.19. The other reason that I kind of started trading higher price stocks is the rate of change. So how much distance is it going to go in my direction that I want it to go quickly? And what I mean by quickly is in maybe 30 minutes, right? I'm willing to wait 30 minutes, you know. A lot of these lower ones, if they do move that much, they end up grinding it out. And I'm too what's the word? Skittish for the grind. If I see it start dropping, I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look good. Plus, these things don't hold their levels up really, really well, like some of the higher ones. Woo, my AT&T is doing very well though. I AT&T is up at $17 now. I bought it when it was at like 13. It's looking good. Still going up, baby. Let's get it. Um, where is and AT&T is a longer term. That's one of my dividend plays. Um, it's a dividend aristocrat. That means that it's been raising its dividend for the last 25 years. And it hasn't been down to these levels in 70 years. So I was like, there's no way I'm not buying it. So I just started picking it up. And if it comes back down, I would love that. I'll add even more. As long as it's under 20, baby. All right. So, yeah, PIK Duo TCB. Now, what time is TCB unhalting? Let me see. TCB seems to be unhalting at 40, what was that, plus 5, 47.32. So in like less than a minute, 47.32. All right, coming into the open of TCBP. That was 42, right? No, 32. There's the open, opening a little bit higher. There's a dip down, trying to get back up out of there. And so the value area is right here. That's what it's kind of trying to stay above, this 218. We'll see if it can actually hold that above 218. Can it show green? 248. Oh, value level just moved. So more volume is coming in up here. Yep. It was down here at 218, popped up. Now what we need to see is the control level, the control point pop up. It's all the way back down here at the 167. Needs to pop up here. And now pushing out of the value level. So TCBP attacking the upside. Pick just kind of isn't getting any love anymore now that TCBP is behaving like this. All right, so coming back into this value level and getting a push down off of this. High was at the 280s. Let me read some of these chats. Let's see. Mike D says Schwab will turn off my Street Smart in May. Yeah, man. Well, if you need any help with Street Smart Edge and setting whatever you need up, the only thing, well, not the only thing, one of the things that I miss, I guess, was the hotkeys, but I haven't been using hotkeys like that because I'm entering once. So I would like to see better hotkeys come into TOS. Maybe if they can do like a percentage take. So like, let's say if you're into a position 100 shares, you could be like, hey, I want to sell 50%, or I want to sell 25%. Man, if we could sell hotkeys like that, whew, I would love that. Um, and I would actually be willing to pay for that, for better hotkeys, because I still have to type in when I'm exiting my positions. I have to type in what I want to exit and then go and do it, right? and it just irritates me. I'd rather just have a hotkey, give me the percentage that I want off, and let the rest ride, so I don't have to waste time typing. Um, the other thing that I enjoy about TOS is the programming side, the think script. So I can program in. I mean, it's even though there are some limitations of what I can program in, I can program in all these indicators and stuff like this. You can't do that in Street Smart Edge. You can't. You don't have the control to put on the chart what you want to put on. Like all of these labels and stuff I got around here. That's all. That's just all think script, right? So there's some pros and cons to coming over to Thinkorswim, but I think the pros outweigh the cons for real. Because in Street Smart Edge, I wasn't even trading with ATR yet. But I can do the calculation on hand. I know how to do it just on hand and put the marks out there. But um, and that's why a lot of people use it. It's so simple. Like you can do it just on hand. But anyway, it has re-entered this value level with it's got a little gap up here, but I'm thinking this thing is back bearish for now. We'll see how this candle closes. The bottom of this candle is still at that 221-ish level. And we'll see if it can hold up that 218 that we saw earlier. Pick is back up to 10. This little sneaky devil here. Back up to 10. The zone that I was looking at for this one is from 10 to 11. I think it's gonna get shoved back down into non-existence. But there is the pop. 10. It reached up there to like 1060. Getting a little excited and got, oh wow, exactly. Look at that. Back I was looking for this zone in here up to the ATR high. It did it so quick and pumped down. I mean, look at it. Insane. Insanity. That's why, you just got to be careful, especially with just a reverse split stock. That's not enough information. This thing got up there and got swatted. Okay, so Duo, TCB. So yeah, first 30 minutes, just kind of playing around, right? And at this point on a normal day, when I find something that I'm looking to trade, I go ahead and set my levels out where I'm looking to enter. And at this point, like if it was something like this, I'll be looking for this ATR break and hold. This ATR 130 break and hold for bullish potential to the upside. If it was looking like uh, if it was looking like this, I'd be looking for a collapse down here to the downside, like 723. Start testing the bottom of this and then reclaim with a lot of bullish motion. I want to see buyers come in there and just actually cram all those shorts they got in back into this ATR. And I'm like, all right, let's go bullish. Let's go bullish. Y'all got caught slipping. And then if I come in and I see something like this thing is so far off of the ATRs already, I'd be like, man, I don't know. It may come all the way back to the ATR if I get in. I don't know. This is just a little bit out of my range. So that's why sometimes you see me not trade the ones that are just going straight up, because I can't really get a confirmation of entry. They just keep going up. And I feel like I'll be chasing on those. All right, Jim. Reliable Rudy says Rudy hits today. TCB in at 152. Oh yeah, well you're in there nice and pretty at 152 there. See 152. That's around this bottom somewhere. I guess you took the trade pre-market maybe, or yeah, pre-market had to be. And pick still dying off. Yeah, pre-market. Yep. It's like 152. That ain't even during the intraday. Billy is another mover that's moving up. I don't know why it's moving. What does Billy do again? Let's see. Billy provides online entertainment services for young generations in the People's Republic of China. Okay, so it's a Chinese stock, headquartered in Shanghai. All right, so Billy's moving up, and Pick giving up the ghost to the downside. So the top two movers right now are TCBP and Duo, and neither one of those meet my criteria. So, yeah, because I don't want to get in fast and get out. I want to hold that thing with confidence. Now I could just get in and hold it and be like, "Hey, man, I hope this thing goes to the moon," but yeah, I'd rather have more confidence, assuredness. TCBP coming on back down. Now that 218 was the level of the previous value level. So it's actually breaking it down now. And now we see the control point pop up here. So POC, control point of control, is at the $2 now. It's headed down towards that $2. So we'll see if more volume comes for the $2 breakdown. Pick all the way going towards the ATR low now. And that's not what I want to see. All right. Big old failure there with no reason to be bought up. But yeah, good case studies though for this morning. Duo hit the top, coming back down. This is the first 30 minutes, so yeah. Trying to hold up that 218 value level. Right now, I'm just rotating. Usually, if I see something that I want to trade, I don't really rotate this much. I pretty much just stick to what I'm going to trade. And, I'm like, okay, this is the one that's meeting the criteria. This is the one on the day, right? Really don't do too much rotations after that. Reliable says Billy is a China value name, significantly undervalued. Can't believe I don't own any. I know, right? You own all the Chinese stocks, all of them. Like Rooster, if Rooster needs a place to stay in China, I'm pretty sure he owns enough over there to just go do it, right? His portfolio is Chinese. I'm pretty sure he knows Mandarin. All right, TCB did get back over that value level, holding up the control spot above $2. And Pick continues to dive. Got through that ATR low. And this is how I look at it. Below the ATR low, it's bearish. You're looking for, if you're a bull, you're looking for bullish moves on bearish patterns. But you got to understand, you are on pretty much the backside of the move. You're playing against, the trend. So you got to be quick. So all of these stocks that I'm seeing today, you got to be quick. Duo threw another wick up there to the high. That's crazy. Just making its way down. All right. Well, that is my time for today. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday. If I take any trades tomorrow, I will let you guys know in the Discord. We'll see what this week wants to do. This week starts off exciting. A lot of people, coming into Monday using their different patterns and things like that, making their little bits of money if they're fast. And, good case studies this morning. But yeah, that is it for me today. If you're going to continue trading, keep your head on a swivel. And as always, Y'all have a great week. It's just the start, man. Just the start. We're just getting the starting gun. So, take your time and don't blow yourself or not don't blow yourself up this week, right? And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.